Well, these objects kept coming over flying the same kind of formation that we fly in our fighters.
Where were you flying?
We were flying in Germany, and we were flying F-86s. And they would come over and do the same maneuvers that we make, except every once in a while one of them would go zip. And you just can't do that in a fighter, a conventional fighter.
Was this on radar or was this visual?
No, it was on visual. You could see them from... what started it was the weatherman was tracking a weather balloon, and he saw these objects with his binoculars. And so that started people getting out and looking at them, and then we decided to put some airplanes up and see what they were. But we couldn't get to them. They were higher and faster. So we couldn't tell whether they were large and a long ways away or whether they were smaller and closer in. It was difficult to gauge exactly what their size was. They were definitely in formation.
What year was this?
In 51, about 1951.
The Russians had that kind of technology back then?
No.
So how close would you say you might have gotten to them? I mean, you definitely determined that there were objects
I
that were
don't
under
know.
intelligent control, or was it?
Well, yeah, they weren't just random. They were flying fighter formations, very definitely under positive control. They're just typical saucer shape, double lenticular shape, metallic looking. I think they were definitely piloted vehicles, each one with the pilot in it, and very definitely in communication with one another, because they would have flights of more than 4. They'd have flights of maybe 12 or 16 all across, and when they make a turn, they'd cross the flights in under, and they had to be in communication to be coordinated. Yeah, every once in a while one would zip off to the side, just do a lateral maneuver out to the side. Much as you've ever seen the lights, the UFOs that they filmed over Clear Lake, California. Have you seen those filmed?
I have.
How they'll sit there in formation and all of a sudden one will go, shh. I think they were extraterrestrial pilots flying, no doubt about it. Well, that was, I was having some cameramen film the installation of a precision landing facility we were putting in right on the edge of the dry lake. And this saucer flew right over them and put down 3 little gear and landed out on the dry lake bed. And they went out to, picked up their cameras and moved on out toward him filming. And he lifted off, put the gear back in the well, and climbed out at a very high rate of speed and disappeared. And so while I was going through all the regulation books and finding out the number to call in Washington to report it, I had them go over and develop the film. By the time they got back with the developed film, I was on the higher and higher and higher level officer talking to me. Finally, with the colonel telling me to, when the film arrived at my desk, to put it in the carrier pouch. There would be a courier there at my office by that time already, and they'd arranged for him to fly in our base airplane back to Washington with these films, and do not run prints, etc., etc., etc. So we stuck them in the courier pouch.
Did you watch the film?
We didn't have a chance to run it. I had a chance to hold it up to the window and look at it. It was certainly good film.
Good close-up shots?
Good close-up shots. Nothing like I'd ever seen. Double lenticular shape. Didn't have a cupola on it or anything. It was pretty much the same basic shape. But this time I was involved in the research and development and doing very classified programs myself, at the test center. So I knew that we didn't have any vehicles of that kind, and I was 99 9/10% sure that the Russians didn't have any of that type either. So there certainly was, at that point in time, there was no doubt in my mind that this vehicle was made at some other place than here on Earth. You send it on just like you ordered to do, and do what they tell you to do. you know, I was working at the time, I was working on a little program that nobody knew about. We were not allowed to discuss with our family or discuss with anybody, and that was the U2 program. So it was in the same category, really. In my opinion, I think they were worried that it would panic the public if they knew that someone had vehicles that had this kind of performance way back right after World War II period of time. So they started telling lies about it. And then I think they had to cover another lie, you know, tell another lie to cover their first lie, and now they don't know how to get out of it. Now it's going to be so embarrassing to admit that all these administrations have told a lot of untruths that it's going to be embarrassing to get out of it.
Above the clouds, through the stars, somewhere way past Mars, in God's mind and in God's time. There are things I don't understand, how things happen in this land, in God's mind and in God's time. One day we'll know, one day all the things He'll show, in God's mind in God's time. He's coming back to take us home. We'll leave behind all the things that are wrong, in God's mind and in God's time. Understanding, by and by, we'll understand all the things made us cry. One day, above the clouds and through the stars, somewhere way past Mars, in God's mind and in God's time. One is taken, one is left. One finds peace, one finds hell, in God's mind and in God's time. Better get ready, could be today. Better get ready, could be on his way. One day, above the clouds, through the stars, somewhere way past Mars, in God's mind and in God's time. Better get ready, could be today. Better get ready, could be on his way. Someday, above the clouds, through the stars, somewhere way past Mars, in God's mind and in God's time.